Greetings, Eric Backer. Thanks for coming back. It's always good to see a familiar face. I've been away for a little while, but I've had a good time. I've been working in the garden and we're working on other projects, but I'm back, so it's good to be back. Now, I've got lots of questions to go through from different people. Let's kick off with the first one. Eric, can high alcohol consumption cause weight gain long term? So here's a lady who wants to know if alcohol contributes to her weight gain long term. And it looks like she's got a few digestive problems. So, well, I can talk with experience in alcohol, a lot of experience in alcohol, because I grew up with an alcoholic stepfather, a person who drank a bottle of whiskey a day for over 20 years, a full bottle of whiskey. I know all about drinking. When I was in my late 20s, I drank also. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I did drink excessively like a lot of people did. Did I get fat? No, but I did drink too much. Many people drink too much alcohol, especially going through some transitional stage of their life or through high stress, or you look at a lot of movie stars or rock stars, but you look at a lot of mums and dads out there. I mean, you just could be a lady at home with 3 children. You could be a man driving a truck like I used to do. You could be a CEO. I mean, you could be President Trump. I don't care who you are. You could have a drinking problem. It's not hard to have a drinking problem, and it's something you cultivate over time. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about, do we get fat when we drink? Well, how many fat people have you seen knocking back shots of vodka? They're normally like really skinny, lean kind of people. You watch these YouTube videos of Russian car crashes and people smashing in. You don't see a lot of obese Russians. Well, you do see them, but most of the skinny people, the really skinny ones, the high alcohol drinkers, in my opinion, the gin and vodka drinkers are on the skinny type. And I'll explain why in a minute. And then we get the typical Australian male beer drinker with the big beer belly, and we associate that with gaining weight. But is that really what's going on? Well, studies show actually it cast a different light on this whole topic. There are many studies that actually show that alcohol doesn't really make you fat, for want of a better word, or make you increase weight. But what it does do is it has a serious effect on your metabolic rate. It will affect your metabolism to a degree. It slows the gut right down, but it's the association of the drinking that causes the real problem. When I think of my stepfather drinking all that whiskey all day, he didn't eat good food. He ate crap food. In fact, he didn't really care what he ate at all. And in many cases, they'll eat lots of sweets, candy, and I found that the hardcore drinkers often like a bag of licorice all sorts in their car, or a bag of jelly beans somewhere. They like to have additional sugar. It's quite a common fact that big drinkers, need lots of sweet stuff to go with it. Then you've also got the other class of drinkers who like the savory foods. I thought a guy go to a bar, he'll have some whiskies or some bourbons or whatever, then he'll have the peanuts, or he'll have the candy, or he'll have the chocolate, or he'll have the potato chips to go with it. If it's bar food, well, it's high calorie. So it's the association of the drinking. Drinking also stimulates the appetite for many people, so they'll want to eat more food when they've had a drink. And when you've had a drink, as you know, you've had a couple of glasses of wine or a few beers. What the heck, bring me over that pizza. You don't care anymore, okay? The inhibitions drop, you don't care. You eat too much food. That's where the weight gain, in my opinion, comes from. But there's also a more sinister side to alcohol. Besides the addictive part of it, from where I'm sitting, I've never seen a person with a satisfactory gut, from my experience, on the stool tests I see, who drinks alcohol on quite a heavy basis. Now, we're talking a lot of alcohol. We're not talking 1 or 2 glasses a night like many people do drink. Moderate drinking for women, in fact, has shown to increase their lifespan. 1 to 2 drinks per day. It increases their HDL, so their good cholesterol goes up. Moderate drinking, 1 or 2 drinks, for many people, relaxes people, calms people. It's actually quite a good depressant at the end of the day. It does that, but many people also drown their sorrows in a bottle, And then, of course, you get other people who swap the bottle for the Bible. They're going to go from one extreme to the other. So alcohol does affect you a lot in many ways, socially, cognitively, health-wise. Many, many different counts it affects you. So I'd urge people not to drink every day. I think it's a bad move to drink every single day. I absolutely like to drink, but I've learned to control drink. It doesn't control me anymore. Many people are controlled by substances. But remember, substances can really wreck your health really bad. If you drink moderately like I do, you're not going to gain a lot of weight. I don't gain weight because I don't really drink 10, 12 beers and have bags of potato chips and junk with that. And that's, in my opinion, where the weight gain comes from. Let's look at mixes. If you're going to make up a daiquiri, like a margarita or something, you can even buy ready-made mixes. And this is where the high cal comes from, cocktails, okay? I mean, you can get up to 35 grams. It's like, what's that, about 10, 12 teaspoons of sugar per cocktail in some of these drinks. Now you can see where the calories come from. Some wines do contain more sugar than others, but as I mentioned, it's the platter that goes with the wine, okay? It's the cheese and crackers. It's all the little bits and pieces that people like to eat when they drink. When you're sitting there with a girlfriend or one of your buddies, you know, playing pool or knitting or whatever you guys do out there, and you're having a drink, is that all you have? You're going to eat food with it. And that's the key thing, okay? You'll sometimes find me in summertime mowing the yard or doing gardening, having a beer. And that's what I'll often do. I don't eat much food if I have a drink, okay? But I do like to drink, but not too much. And that's the key. Nothing in excess, everything in moderation. We're not just talking alcohol, we're talking everything in life. If you understand that, the excesses, you know, you need to push these excesses aside, you're going to be in a lot better position when you're in your 70s or 80s. And if you, like my stepfather, don't worry about it, and every day's in excess. Stepdad died at 62 of a massive stroke. He didn't listen to any of my advice. He wasn't really interested. He did have a little bit of a tummy. He was a lovely man, but he couldn't stop the drink. All right? It's a big problem. No different from methamphetamine or cocaine addictions or anything else, in my opinion. So to answer the question, can a high alcohol consumption cause weight gain long term? Yes, it can. Okay? So I don't recommend high alcohol consumption. I recommend low to moderate, or a teetotaler. But the crazy thing is, studies are also showing that people who drink small amounts of alcohol regularly, in fact, have longer lifespans than people who don't drink any alcohol at all. That's very funny. But watch out for studies, because sometimes studies are wrong. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget the link if you want my free Candida report. Thank you.